Hey there, good morning. Welcome to the Jeep Solid Garage. My name is Dale. I'm glad you guys are here. So yeah, I'm just shocked at how expensive it is to go to the quick lube oil change place, whatever your preference is, how expensive that is. And you can save so much money. And honestly, in my opinion, do a better job by doing it yourself. And the reason I say do a better job is your vehicle is special to you, where taking your vehicle to one of those quick lube places, you're just another vehicle in the line. They don't care as much as you do. So you're going to take your time, you're going to do the job right, you're going to do it perfect, and it gives you a great chance to look at some other things. So I'm going to walk you guys through the whole process of doing an oil change yourself. It's super easy to do, and I'm going to offer some tips and tricks, little things to make it easier. And this video is sponsored by Engine Tech. I used their rebuild kit on this 92 YJ. Complete rebuild of the inline 6 turned out just great. I've got a few other awesome projects coming up. I am currently in the middle of a stroker build right there, inline 6, that I'm going to be using Engine Tech parts on. There's a few hiding right down in there. And I also have a 3.8 liter engine out of a 2011 Jeep Wrangler with a spun bearing. So a few other fun projects coming up. Be sure to check out Engine Tech's website, linked in the description below. At the time of making this video, this 5-quart bottle of oil, full synthetic, cost me $22. This Mopar filter was $8. So altogether, I spent about 36 bucks on this. So that's a saving of what, $61, I think? $61 I get to put in my pocket. Now, the old days of changing your oil every 3,000 miles or 3 months, that is now past. This service manual here actually says engine oil every 7,500 miles or 12 months. And that's just because the oil can get old. But the nice thing about modern vehicles is it'll actually tell you when an oil change is due. When it comes time to select your engine oil, mine actually requires SAE 530, as it's indicated right here on the cap, but also in the user guide in my Jeep. Your engine oil, 3.6 liter engine. We are going to use a API SAE 530 weight engine oil, and it has to have this MS 6395 on it. So it's always a good idea to refer to your owner's manual in helping select the correct oil. And I will be sure to list all this stuff, some of my favorite tools, in the description below. So this is obviously the Jeep 3.6 Pentastar engine. We're going to just remove the plastic cover here. Now we're going to remove the filter cap. We've got a 15/16 socket. First thing though, we're going to take a little towel, kind of tuck it down in here because I don't want to dribble oil down the engine. So just a little towel down there and take this guy off. And that's actually another reason why I really like this oil pan here, is it gives you a spot here that you can set other filters on. You can just kind of set your filter there and it'll drain down in there. Even if you have a tub full of oil here, it's just a nice spot to set your cap. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and put our new filter on. So this one, it just slides right out. It has those little clips on the top. Gonna leave it there. And we have this plastic, this rubber O-ring. We're gonna replace this as well. Your new filter will come with a new O-ring. So we've got our new O-ring here. We're going to pop that on here real quick. Let's just make sure this doesn't have any dirt on it. Now when you go to put the new O-ring on your cap here, you actually need to get a little bit of oil on this. So we're going to just take the cap off here. And we're going to get just a little bit of oil. Doesn't take much on our finger here. And the reason you're doing this is so that this O-ring doesn't fuse to the engine. You want to get a little bit of oil on it before you install it. Then it just slides over the top. And then the new filter just snaps in place here. And now our new filter is ready to go, but we're not actually going to quite install it yet. Let's drain the oil first, because it'll actually drain a little bit better, a little bit quicker with the filter out. Pad for my knees, oil pan, my favorite socket wrench, and our sockets. Tip number 17, put the cap back on. when you are not using this full jug of oil after we lubed up our O-ring, because inevitably one of my kids will come along, bump this, knock it over, and then you got 5 quarts of oil spilled on your driveway. This is a, this is a 5/8 inch socket. My extendable socket wrench, which I really like because I can get a little extra leverage on it like that. You don't want to over tighten this, but we'll talk about that when we're torquing things down here. I'm kind of pushing in on the cap until I feel it completely loose, then just pop it off. We'll just give that a few minutes to drain and put our filter in place. And this cap gets torqued to 103 inch-pounds, which is right about there, but bottom line is you just don't want to over tighten it. And same thing on your oil pan here. We're going to tighten this to 20 foot-pounds. But bottom line, you just don't want to over tighten it, which actually happens pretty frequently. A lot of people put too much on this. It doesn't require that much. Now let's add our oil to the system. Just going to kind of wipe off. Don't want any dust or anything, debris getting down in there. And I'm going to add 5 quarts of oil. It should take a little over 5, close to 6 quarts, but you definitely don't want to overfill it. Just like you can have not enough oil, you can actually have too much as well. So we're going to fill it with 5 quarts here, and then we will start it up to prime the system, get oil through all the oil galleries and through the new filter, because the filter is dry right now. Want to get oil in the filter and everywhere else it needs to be. Then we will double check the level and top it off. And those are all the little details that I was talking about why you'll do a better job. Is you're going to get the oil level just to the perfect level. You're wiping things off before you're opening them up so that little bits of debris don't fall down in there. And that guy at the quick lube place, he doesn't care about that much. Just pull the cap, dump it in, where you're really going to take your time. Also, when you're under your Jeep, it's a good time to get under there and kind of inspect things. Take a look at your drive shaft, your differential. Do you have other leaks, things going on? Have you hit any rocks? Like, what's going on down under there? It's a good time just to get under there and see what's going on. Here I'm just pulling everything out of the engine compartment. So my cap here is over there. No tools. Got the filter there, but that's fine. Cap's on tight, and my oil plug is on tight. Now with everything out of the way, let's start it up real quick, cycle oil through everywhere it needs to be. And you really don't have to run the engine for too long. 20 or 30 seconds should do it to get oil everywhere it needs to be. And with that, let's check our level, and it should be low because we only put in 5 quarts, should take about 6. Wipe the dipstick off really good. And then we're going to check the level. The whole point of that is to make sure we're not overfilling the system, which can cause its own damage. So I know I've already told you guys I really like this drain pan, but I wanted to show you this other filter. So this one here, when these just get full of oil and you kind of have to drain them, it just sets up here really nice and drains down into the pan. So we are about 1 quart low, so let's add another quart here. And with that, we will check our oil again. And we're looking for it to be right between the hash marks, which I'll show you here. Yeah, perfect. So as long as you're right in the hash marks here, you're good to go. Get our cap on here. And when I'm all finished, I always like to take a quick look underneath, make sure it's not dripping, that I didn't get anything loose, that everything looks good. Lots of stories of people doing oil changes, pulling away, and there's a big puddle of oil there, so take a peek underneath. Now we'll take our old oil, pour it into our empty containers, and then you can just look for a recycle center in your area. They should take this used oil for free. And the last thing to do is to reset that oil, change oil light that pops on your dash. So let me show you how to kind of tripped over my words there. So let me show you guys how to do that, and I'm gonna link that video. It's gonna be in a different video. It'll be linked below and in a card right up here. Thank you guys for watching and have a good day.